Hello, Internet. It is I, Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today we are going to be talking about Nightmare Alley. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros. Movie is directed by Guillermo del Toro. Now, this man, he's a fan favorite. And I should know because I'm one of his fans. Okay, I'm part of the fandom. But this man has made some really good stuff. Some straight up excellent stuff in the past. I mean, he's responsible for the two Hellboy movies, responsible for Shape of Water, First Pacific Rim, Pan's Labyrinth, Blade 2. Some really solid stuff. Stuff that's, again, garnered him such a huge fandom. I mean, those first two Hellboy movies, love them to death. We don't speak of that third one. The same goes for like Pacific Rim. I really like Pacific Rim. We don't speak of the sequel because he was involved. Well, he hold on. I think he was technically involved with Pacific Rim 2, but he didn't direct it and it bombed. So, yeah. Again, we don't talk about it at all. But yeah, like dude has a lot of geek cred, street cred, and a lot of his movies are very well received. I mean, they're not the biggest hits, but again, he has a very passionate fan base, and sometimes that's all you really need. So, yeah, I would consider that a pro. Guillermo del Toro's name. Sure, he had Crimson Peak. Okay, that tanked and wasn't very good. But besides that, his track record is very good when it comes to like the critical side. So his name I consider a pro. So that's pro number one. Pro number two, the cast. Like, wow. This is a stacked cast, to say the least. I mean, we got Bradley Cooper, Kate Blanchett, Tony Collette, Willem Dafoe, which is hilarious because he's also in Spider-Man No Way Home. So this is his weekend. See, Richard Jenkins, Rooney Mara, Ron Perlman. Of course, Ron Perlman's in this because it's Guillermo del Toro. Why wouldn't he be in this? But yeah, very strong cast of actors here. Very recognizable people too. And some of these people also have a lot of geek cred, like a Ron Perlman or a Willem Dafoe, or even Bradley Cooper. So yeah, I think the cast here is very strong. It'll probably convince some people to watch the movie. I mean, sure, like no actor's track record is perfect. It's rare to find a perfect track record. Um, but yeah, like all these names are still very recognizable, so that's an easy pro right there. So that's pro number two. Pro number three, reviews for this are very good. It's like in the 80s. Last I checked on Rotten Tomatoes, which is very good for wide release. And yeah, nothing more to say that. But besides, obviously this is more of an Oscar-ish movie, so having good reviews is crucial if you want to win awards. So yeah, and I always say it's better to have good reviews than bad reviews. So reviews, another pro. That's pro number three. Pro number four is when it's being released. Well, it's both a pro and a con, but I'm gonna explain the pro side right now. You see, the Christmas season is very close from now, like about a week away. And once that once Monday starts, like business is going to pick up tremendously for movies. Well, actually, we Friday with Spider Man, but I'll talk about that in that video. Yeah, starting Friday, business should start to pick up. But then once we get to those weekdays, those sweet holiday weekdays, business is gonna boom like a lot because it usually does. And Nightmare Alley will definitely benefit from the holiday. Sure, the competition is going to be brutal, to say the least, and I'll explain that when we get to the cons. But still, being this close to the holidays only means good things, or relatively good things. So I consider it a relative pro. its release date and when it's coming out and the time frame is coming out. That's all a relative pro. So that's pro number 4. Can't think of anything else really for pros. Okay, cons. Oof, this movie, it probably, like, this weekend probably sounded good on paper, but it was probably the worst weekend it could have debuted. Because guess what's coming out the same day? Well, it's already come out with Thursday, but technically the same day as on Friday. Guess what comes out? Spider Man. Yeah. Spider Man No Way Home, which is going to look like a monster at the box office. And who in their right mind would want to go up against that beast? Right? Because you're guaranteed to be overshadowed. And that's what is pretty much happening here. Like, no one's really talking about Nightmare Alley. Everyone and their mother is talking about Spider Man, and rightfully so. But unfortunately, this movie is suffering because of that. And that's just one bad issue. Like, the issues actually get worse. Because guess what? On Wednesday, we have 3 more movies popping up. We got The King's Man. We got Matrix Resurrections. We got Sing 2. And then on Christmas Day, 3 more movies pop up after that. We got American Underdog, A Journal for Jordan, Licorice Pizza Going Wide. That's a lot. That's that's overwhelming. And it's going to be difficult for this movie to, you know, try and make a name for itself. And this usually happens throughout like the holidays, like especially the Christmas season. Like you have, it's like a battle between like the haves and the have-nots, like the movies that thrive and the movies that die. Because usually few do really well, but the rest just bomb hard. And I'm afraid this is going to be in the bomb category because for the average moviegoer, it doesn't look all that interesting in comparison to, say, a Spider Man or a Matrix. All right? That's just the truth. It's the sad truth, but the truth nonetheless. So, yeah, the competition is just the biggest con ever, especially this weekend with Spider Man Fever running wild. So, yeah, competition is a big old con here. Another con is the lack of marketing, or at least intense ish marketing. Because obviously, everyone's been seeing ads for Spider Man, they've seen ads for Matrix and Sing 2. I've seen plenty of ads for Licorice Pizza, but nothing really for this. I mean, I've seen like some online ads, like, those little windows you see like on a web page, not on YouTube, but just like any old web page. It's like a little ad, playable ad. Yeah, I've seen it on those, but I haven't seen any. I don't believe I've seen any YouTube ads for this. It's mainly just been Spider Man, Matrix, Licorice Pizza. It's pretty much it. See, a lack of publicity, or at least major publicity, is a big con here. Another con is that the theater count for this movie is rather light. It's only like a little over 2,000, which, I mean, it's not the worst, but it's not great either. It doesn't mean you're going to have like a big opening unless you're a movie like everyone pays attention to, like a Spider Man. And this is clearly not a Spider Man. So, yeah, I think that lackluster theater count isn't really going to help this movie much. And even worse, the competition coming up, it's just ugly. So, yeah, I think the lackluster theater count is another con. Any other cons I can think of? I don't know. Maybe I'm not sure. I mean, last I checked with like the audience score, it seems to be pretty positive. But initially, when I found out about this movie, I was like, are mainstream audiences really gonna watch this? Besides Guillermo del Toro fans, like, are they though? I mean, it doesn't seem like the most appealing movie in the world, at least from what I've seen. I could be wrong, but it didn't seem like it would be like a mass appeal type movie, like say a Spider Man again. So, but that's just me. So I would consider that a relative con. It doesn't have like mass appeal. So that's another con. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So opening weekend, oof. I'm going to say I'm gonna be well. I've been optimistic a few times and it's backfired. So yeah, I'm gonna lowball it. I'm gonna say $3 million for Nightmare Alley. 3 to 5 million for Nightmare Alley. 3 is the lowest I'm willing to go. 5 is the highest I'm willing to go. That's where I think it's gonna land. And then after that, total. Christmas can be very weird, especially after Christmas. Like weekdays are going to be so stupidly large. It's going to be madness. But uh it'll probably have longish legs, I imagine. So I'm going to say this is difficult to predict. $30 million or more, maybe 25 to 30. I think is reasonable. It might do better than that. I don't know. But 25 to 30 is where I'm comfortable right now. But again, it could go way up past that if it can manage to, you know, uh, stand out amongst the crowd. But yeah, 25 to 30 is where I'm comfortable with. And yeah, that's it. So that was Nightmare Alley. Now the next movie is the one that let's face it, like we've all been waiting for this. I mean, I literally just saw the movie technically last night because I'm filming this like Friday early morning. Be a Spider-Man. That is going to be such a big video because there's so much to talk about and discuss regarding its box office performance. So can't wait to discuss that. And then that'll be it for the weekend, but it won't be it for the month. Definitely not, because we got a whole bunch of movies coming out next week, mid next week too. I mean, the 22nd, Kingsman, Matrix Resurrection, Sing 2. I hope I don't have to do the Tender Bar as well. I mean, I guess we'll see with that. But I know the three, Kingsman, Matrix, Sing, those are guaranteed. And then Christmas. Christmas Day, we got American Underdog, A Journal for Jordan, and Licorice Pizza. How I'm going to do those videos is I'm going to upload the December 22nd videos the day before. All right, on the Tuesday, not the Wednesday, the Tuesday. And then for the Christmas movies, I'm going to upload that video on the 23rd, a Thursday, because I'm not uploading on Christmas Eve. I'm not doing that. I'd rather not. And that's going to be the plan. And then that'll be it for not only December, but 2021 as a whole. So, yeah, that's the plan. So, yeah, anywho, yeah, that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. Want to check out more videos like this? I got playlists on the homepage with all previous prediction videos I made this year, especially with all like the smaller-ish movies that have come out. All like I didn't even mention that this is an adult drama, and that genre has been doing horrendous this year. The biggest one has been House of Gucci, and even that movie's only done okay-ish. So when your best movie is doing okay-ish, that's terrible. So that's another knock against Nightmare Alley. But yeah, if you want to check out all the adult dramas I've covered this year, you can go right ahead and just see how badly they did or how off I was in my predictions. If you want to do that, you can go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. I never covered Nightmare Alley once. I don't believe I did. But recently, like this, I literally just did 2 episodes in one day. First was about, well, it was part 96, was about Operation Fortune getting moved to March as some other Sticks movies moving. And then the next one, which was 97, where I talked about the Black Phone getting moved to summer and a bunch of 2023 and a 2024 movie being dated. So if you want to check out those videos and all the other canceled episodes, there's now 97 episodes. You have more than enough to choose from. So if you want to watch any of those, you can go right ahead. That way you're up to date on all these movies, seeing where they are, if they're going to streaming, when they're going to come out, all that jazz. So go watch all of them when you can. And then there's box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. December recap will come out within the first week of the new year. Then I'm playing a two-part 2021 recap, or one part will be theatrical, the other part will be streaming, because this year's been very chaotic, to say the least, when it comes to theatrical and streaming and the line being blurred. It's a hot mess, but I can't wait to talk about all that. So stay tuned. Look out and stay tuned for all those videos. The two-part recap of 2021 and December recap. But anyway, you want to watch any of the past recap videos I've done, especially the ones I've done this year. That way you see the year, how it's evolved to now. Go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.